a great way to do microneedling at home. This is something that I love to do for my own skin, and it of course is all natural. So if you've ever aerated your lawn and punctured those little holes into the lawn to help with that oxygenation, this is very similar, but on your skin, those micropunctures from the microneedles are going to slightly damage the skin. At the same time, now your body has to go into that repair mechanism and increasing your collagen production. So this is something that you're doing just once per month to induce that repair mechanism. It does wonders for those fine lines and wrinkles. And over time, you're really going to see those positive changes happening. Okay, so this is how I do it. And you have different methods of and tools to be able to do this. You may have seen one of these before, something that you can purchase online. And the needles, so there's micro needles here, come at different lengths. This is 0.25 millimeters, so it doesn't go super deep into the skin, but I like this because it's not too aggressive. You can also purchase these types of devices, which of course is something that I purchased online, and it has those micro needles at the top, and this has changeable top, so of course every time you use it you're putting in a new sterile top, and that is where the needles are. Then this one is electronic, so it's something that you can charge. It has a battery, and I'm going to demonstrate how I do that on the skin. So the first step of course is cleansing. So cleansing the area that you're going to be working on, I use alcohol, sometimes I use hydrogen peroxide on the area that I will be doing my microneedling, as well as your device. So you can douse this with either the alcohol or hydrogen peroxide, colloidal silver, whatever you've got in your home. You want to cleanse, because this one is reused. You want to cleanse those microneedles before you do any type of contact with your skin. So I've cleansed my skin, I've got my microneedler. The key to this is going in 3 different directions. So, and I'll show you on my face in just a second, but on my hand, for instance, I'm going to go in one direction, then perpendicular to that I'm going in the other direction, and you don't want to sort of cross too many times, and then you're going to go diagonally. And 1 or 2 passes on each area of that skin is all you need. Now on the face, for example, if I were doing my cheek, I would go up and down my cheek, then perpendicular to that, of course, and then diagonal to that. Now you have to be a little bit careful around the eyes, of course, and the more sensitive areas. We have more nerve endings around the mouth, so you want to be careful around there as well. With the device now, this one is a little bit different, because at first, I'm going to tell you, the first time I tried this, I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know if I can sort of puncture myself. So it took a second for me to get out of my own head and actually do this. But this has a sterile top that I've added onto the device, and basically you put it on. It's got different settings. By holding down that button now, though, it is doing the work for me, and it is going up and down with those needles. So again, if I'm doing it on the skin, you can't do it like this. You've got to use something as your base to be able to get that going, so that it slides properly. So this is hyaluronic acid, so I'm just going to use a few drops of that, much like if you've had an ultrasound before. I've had 4 babies, so the whole gel thing with getting the ultrasound. Similar kind of thing. You want the device to slip nicely on the skin. So now when I do that, I'm just going to go around in little circles, and there we go. And going just around in little circles, you're not going to go over the same area for too long, because this one is a little bit more intense than the roller that I used here, and that is causing, now you may see little pin pricks of bleeding depending on the depth of the needles that you've purchased. I always suggest going, a little bit less aggressive as you're first starting this, so then you can get the deeper and deeper and the longer needles as time goes on. The device also goes to different strengths, so I usually start on the lower end. I have type 2 skin, so it's a little bit more sensitive than some other people's skin, but you will love the effects. Now you can also use your serums now that your skin is sort of opened up with that microneedling. You can use your serums and things on the skin. Sometimes I just leave the hyaluronic acid. You'll notice that it gets a little bit red. So do this at bedtime, and usually a couple hours after that redness will subside. Some people again are more sensitive. You still may be a little bit red the next day in the morning, but it is a great tool to use. I want to hear how it works for you. If you do microneedling, please put it in the comments. Now for a great DIY serum that you can apply after your microneedling, please check out my video and my own recipe, DIY Vitamin C Facial Serum. I'll see you there.